The first surgical attempt at body sculpting was in 1921, with a dancer wanting to improve the shape of her ankles. The surgeon apparently scraped away too much tissue and tied the stitches too tight, resulting in necrosis, amputation, and the first recorded malpractice suit in the history of plastic surgery. Today's liposuction is much safer, only killing about 1 in 5,000 patients, mostly from unknown causes, throwing a clot off into your lung or perforations of your internal organs. Liposuction currently reigns as the most popular cosmetic surgery in the world, and its effects are indeed only cosmetic. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine assessed obese women before and after having about 20 pounds of fat sucked out of their bodies, resulting in nearly a 20% drop in their total body fat. Normally, lose even just 5 to 10% of your body weight in fat, and you get significant improvements in blood pressure, blood sugars, inflammation, cholesterol, triglycerides, but liposuction sucks. None of those benefits materialized even after the massive liposuction. This suggests subcutaneous fat, the fat under our skin, is not the problem. The metabolic insults of obesity arise from the visceral fat, the fat surrounding or even infiltrating our internal organs, like the fat marbling our muscles and liver. The way you lose that fat, the dangerous fat, is to take in fewer calories than you burn. Anyone who's seen the Biggest Loser shows knows with enough calorie restriction and exercise, hundreds of pounds can be lost. Similarly, there are cases in the medical literature of what some refer to as super obesity, in which individuals lost up to 374 pounds largely on their own without professional help and kept it off for years. The guy lost about 20 pounds a month, cycling 2 hours a day and reducing intake to 800 calories a day, which is down around what some prisoners were getting at concentration camps in World War II. Perhaps America's most celebrated TV weight loss was when Oprah pulled out a wagon full of fat representing the 67 pounds she lost on a very low-calorie diet. How many calories did she have to cut to achieve that within 4 months? Consult leading nutrition textbooks or refer to trusted authorities like the Mayo Clinic, and you'll learn the simple weight loss rule. 1 pound of fat is equal to 3,500 calories. Quoting from the Journal of the American Medical Association, a total of 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of body weight. This means if you decrease your intake by 500 calories daily, you will lose 1 pound per week. 500 calories per day times 7 days equals 3,500 calories, so 1 pound of body fat. The simple weight loss rule, that's simply not true. The 3,500 calorie rule can be traced back to a paper in 1958 that just noted that since fatty tissue on the human body is 87% fat, a pound of body fat would have about 395 grams of pure fat. Multiply that by 9 calories per gram of fat gives you that 3,500 calories per pound approximation. The fatal flaw that leads to dramatically exaggerated weight loss predictions is that the 3,500 rule fails to take into account the fact that changes in the calories inside of the energy balance equation automatically lead to changes in calories out. For example, the slowing of metabolic rate that accompanies weight loss, known as metabolic adaptation. That's one of the reasons weight loss plateaus. For example, imagine a 30-year-old sedentary woman of average height who weighs 150 pounds. According to the 3,500 calorie rule, if she cuts 500 calories out of her daily diet, she'd lose a pound a week, or 52 pounds a year. In 3 years, then, she would vanish. She'd go from 150 pounds to -6. Obviously, that doesn't happen. What would happen is that in the first year, instead of losing 52 pounds, she'd likely lose only 32 pounds, and then, after a total of 3 years, stabilize at about 100 pounds. This is because it takes fewer calories to exist as a thin person. Part of it is simple mechanics. In the same way a Hummer requires more fuel than a compact car, think how much more effort it would take to just get out of a chair, walk across the room, or climb a few stairs carrying a 50-pound backpack. That's no lighter than carrying 50 pounds in the front. Even when you're lying at rest sound asleep, there's simply less of your body to maintain as we lose weight. Every pound of fat tissue lost may mean one less mile of blood vessels your body has to pump blood through every minute. So the basic upkeep and movement of thinner bodies takes fewer calories. So as you lose weight by eating less, you end up needing less. That's what the 3,500 calorie rule doesn't take into account. Or imagine it the other way. A 200-pound man starts eating 500 more calories a day. It's like a large soda, 2 donuts. According to the 3,500 calories rule, in 10 years, he'd weigh more than 700 pounds. That doesn't happen because the heavier he is, the more calories he burns just existing. If you're 100 pounds overweight, that's like the skinny person inside you trying to walk around balancing 13 gallons of oil at all times, or lugging around a sack containing 400 sticks of butter wherever you go. It takes about 2 donuts worth of extra energy just to live at 250 pounds, and so that's where he'd plateau out if he kept it up. So, weight gain or weight loss given a certain calorie excess or deficit is a curve that flattens out over time rather than a straight line up or down. Nevertheless, the 3,500 calorie rule continues to crop up, even in obesity journals. Public health researchers used it to calculate how many pounds children might lose every year if, for example, fast food kids' meals swapped in apple slices instead of French fries. They figured 2 meals a week could add up to about 4 pounds a year. The actual difference, National Restaurant Association funded researchers were no doubt delighted to point out, would probably add less than half a pound, 10 times less than the 3,500 calorie rule would predict. The original article was subsequently retracted. If the 3,500 calories per pound weight loss rule is bunk, what's the alternative? How many fewer calories do you have to eat, or how many more do you have to burn to lose a pound of fat? There are validated mathematical models that take into account the dynamic changes that occur when you cut calories, such as the metabolic slowdown, and they've been turned into free online calculators that you can use to make personalized estimates. There's the Body Weight Planner from the National Institutes of Health, and the Pennington Biomedical Research Center's Weight Loss Predictor out of Louisiana State University. Here are the 2 direct links. Here are some shortened URLs. The NIH Body Weight Planner has been found to be more accurate since the LSU model appears to overestimate the drop in physical activity, but they both have their own pluses and minuses. The Body Weight Planner tells you how many calories you need to restrict and/or how much more exercise you need to do to achieve a specific weight loss goal by a specific date. If you click on the Switch to Expert Mode button, you can get a graph, an exportable chart, showing your day-to-day weight loss trajectory. So if you're a middle-aged, sedentary, average-height woman, obese at 175 pounds, who wants to be closer to her ideal weight within a year, 2,000 calories a day would prevent future weight gain. About 1,400 calories a day would bring your weight down like this, and then you could maintain that lower weight at 1,700 calories a day. If in addition you walked a mile a day, it would give you a little more calorie leeway. The LSU weight loss predictor, on the other hand, doesn't allow you to tweak physical activity, but the advantage is that you don't have to choose a goal or time frame. Just put in different calorie changes and it graphs out your expected course. Is there any easy rule of thumb you can use? Yes. Every permanent 10-calorie drop in daily intake will eventually lead to about 1 pound of weight loss. Though it takes about a year to achieve half the total weight change, and about 3 years to completely settle into the new weight. So, cutting 500 calories a day can cause the 50-pound weight loss predicted by the 3,500 calorie rule, but that's the total weight loss at which you plateau, not an annual drop. And it takes about 3 years to get there. A 500 calorie deficit would be expected to cause about a 25-pound weight loss the first year, and then an additional 25 over years 2 and 3. That's only if you can maintain the 500 calorie deficit, though. If you're eating the same diet that led to the original weight problem, but just in smaller servings, you should expect your appetite to rev up about 45 calories per pound lost. So if you were cutting 500 calories a day through portion control alone, before you were down even a dozen pounds, you'd feel so famished that you'd be driven to eat 500 calories more a day and your weight loss could vanish. That's why if you're dead set on eating the same diet, the same foods, but just in smaller quantities, you have to cut down an additional 45 calories per pound of desired weight loss to offset your hunger drive. So to get that 1 pound off, instead of just 10 calories less per day using the 10 calories per pound rule, you'd have to eat 10 calories less on top of the 45 less to account for the revving of your appetite. So 45 plus 10 equals 55. So just changing diet quantity and not quality, it takes 55 calories less per day to lose a pound. So that 500 calorie daily deficit would only net you about a 9-pound weight loss over time instead of 50. That's why portion control methods can be such a frustrating failure for so many people.
Please give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends if you liked it. And subscribe so you can get more tips and solutions. Leave a comment below if you have questions or just want to say hi. Thanks for watching.